MJD Beats.
Live on the National Sports Studios from Spreaker.com, you are listening to In the Paint with Jordan Hunter and your host, Cameron Sadeghi.
Hello and welcome to In the Paint. I'm Cameron Sadeghi alongside Jordan Hunter. There's some great NBA news, but we're not going to talk about how Shaq may be rapping in 2K15. If you expect that for us to talk about that, please go see a different show. But there has been some very interesting news going on with Team USA and some other acquisitions around the league and some feud alerts, some coaching breaking news. But let's first talk about Dion Waiters, okay? A lot of Cleveland talk from ESPN and other networks ever since LeBron. But now Dion Waiters really thinks he can be the 2 guard. Do you think that will happen?
Well, if we're saying that Wiggins doesn't get traded, then I think he could be. But if Wiggins is not traded, then I think Wiggins will start. Because Waiters knows how important he is off the bench, like he was at Syracuse.
Mm-hmm. I think I agree with you. Waiters, please be the 6th man. I've said that so many times. I think, personally, if I'm Cleveland, I try to go out with a big lineup.
Really?
Yeah, I try to impose my will against Chicago, because Chicago's a physical team. Toronto, Washington, all the other, Indiana. I try to be really big. So when I get to the finals and I'm playing a Western Conference team that's small, I can capitalize, really. And I think if Miami heads in that direction, Cleveland heads in that direction, who knows, they could really, win a few championships. But I agree with you. I agree with you on the Dion Waiters part.
Do you think that even though Wiggins got signed to his rookie contract and he has to wait 30 days, do you think he's still going to get traded?
Oh, God. You know what? We're going to talk about that later on in the show, but I don't know if he should get traded, because to me, if you get Kevin Love, you're going to win now, maybe 1 or 2 championships possibly, but if you get Andrew Wiggins, you're a dominant team for like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have to, you either want to win now or you want to be consistent and maybe even win more championships for a long time. I think you keep Wiggins.
So
I changed my mind.
Even if the Timberwolves dangle a really nice trade package together, you can still keep him. Because LeBron knows he wants to win now and do whatever the team can to win now. But and if they get Love and like Kevin Martin and say they have to give up Wiggins, Waiters, Thompson, or future first, would you consider that?
You know what? I would. This is why it's so tough, because I would consider Kevin Martin, because he's such a great player. I think he's one of the most underrated players in the NBA, and I think that's the tough part. If you include Kevin Martin, then you have to reconsider. But if I'm Cleveland, I would give up Waiters, Thompson, and maybe Dellavedova and a first-round pick for Love. For Love.
What about Anthony Bennett?
Ooh, then you could give up Bennett, Tristan Thompson, and Dion Waiters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if Minnesota would bite on that, but if they did, who can beat Cleveland? If that was the case, who can beat Cleveland?
If they can land Kevin Love, and say Kevin Martin, regardless of, on a regular amount, regardless of how much they give up, they're a championship team. Right now, I think they're definite contenders in the East, but not necessarily championship material.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the Bulls, you cannot forget about the Bulls.
Okay, I'm not forgetting about the Bulls, but the thing is, I think that Chicago was really Chicago, with all their acquisitions, it was great and everything, but I don't think, this is gonna sound crazy, but I feel like Cleveland's youth could really get them by. I don't think Chicago can be the team for the next 5 years.
So right now, if you had to choose between like Chicago and Cleveland, like playoff matchup, who would you choose?
Oh man. Okay, if Rose is fully healthy, Gasol is fully healthy, Taj Gibson, if everybody's fully healthy on both sides, I'll give, you know what, I said Cleveland the other time, but thinking about it, I'll give the edge to Chicago in 7 games.
Yeah, because I think Chicago's experience, they got veterans. Irving would be going into his first playoff series, or his first postseason, and, you know, you don't know what that brings. He may try to be that and-one type of basketball player, get to the rim, you know, all that. Waiters may get selfish off the bench. Wiggins may fall back to that step back he does every time he gets the ball. LeBron may disappear. You never know.
He's not going to disappear. Maybe he'll sell for fall-away jumpers, but I don't think he'll disappear.
LeBron disappears against Chicago all the time.
What do you mean? He never disappears against Chicago.
I think when they throw Jimmy Butler and then they throw Joakim Noah in the post, he gets intimidated a little bit.
He doesn't get intimidated at all. He's not. Okay, if he was a one-way.
He gets frustrated.
Yeah, but he battles through it.
Every time he gets frustrated. Oh, they were fouling me too hard. Kirk Heinrich was pushing me. Oh, come on, LeBron.
Yeah, but if he was a bad passer and if he wasn't a good defender, yeah, but since he's a good passer and he draws so much attention, he'll be okay. But, like, okay, I do agree with you on this. LeBron's time is running out. I know most people won't admit it, and I'm a huge LeBron fan, but, you know, he needs to, like, to me, I really do, like, deep down, I still think they can win the championship. Cleveland.
Even if they face a polished team like the Spurs.
San Antonio's a huge question mark because they have all the great pieces. They got Kyle Anderson, who's one of my favorite players coming out of the draft. I mean, they still have Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, but is their time ever going to run out? I can't see them playing till they're 50 years old, okay? I mean,
this is their last year. I think Duncan's retiring after this year, in my opinion, and Popovich might have a couple more seasons, but they've proven that age isn't affecting them right now.
Yeah.
The postseason. And you look in the West, and what team can really stop them? Houston didn't get much better. They probably got a little worse. OKC stayed the same. The Clippers.
They're a wild card.
Yeah, Clippers are a wild card. Luckily, I think if the Clippers faced a team like the Spurs rather than the Thunder, they could have had a better outcome.
I disagree.
You hated that series, right?
Oh my god, that was like the worst playoff series ever. It was like a comedy of errors, honestly. Like, I couldn't believe how many mistakes. And these are superstar type players too. But, yeah, to me, I thought Portland really, like, if they didn't face San Antonio and they faced Oklahoma City, I really did think that Portland would win that series.
Yeah, they wouldn't have won it. They would have had a much better chance.
No, they would have won.
You think they could have beaten? Yeah, you're right.
In 7 games.
They don't have many pieces.
Yeah, I think the teams that you have to look for, the reason why I say Houston you still have to look for, and I like the Rockets a lot. You know what? I think James Harden and Dwight Howard have a chip on their shoulder. And I feel like they finally united. Maybe losing Parsons is a good thing,
But
in a
they
way.
lose so much talent.
But no, but I think sometimes Parsons. I think this will unite them more because nobody really believes in Houston now, and I think James Harden and Dwight Howard are going to take it upon themselves to make everybody else around them better. Because sometimes when you have too much talent, it really backfires. And I think Houston finally now realizes that they need to pick it up. Everybody's role is going to change, and I think Dwight's going to really have a breakout year.
Yeah. So, you kind of see him taking a us against the world type.
I hope they do. I really do. I think they have the ability to do that, and I just hope they will. And Kevin McHale's a great coach, and I think they will. But do you think Portland can make the Western Conference Finals?
I think Portland was one of the most talented teams
Yeah.
in the playoffs last year. I think they were more talented than OKC.
Mm-hmm.
Probably even they had more heart than the Clippers. But again, it's who they face. It's really about who you face. Like Toronto probably could have beaten, or at least had a better chance of beating a team like Indiana, maybe. Then because Brooklyn was a tough team, but Portland, if they run into OKC, I think they could beat them. Houston, they could beat them like they did. So I think there's a possibility, yes, for them, because they were one of them more overachieving teams. I mean, an underachieving team like Golden State.
Yeah.
And you never know in the postseason, so.
Yeah, I agree with you on the Golden State part. I really felt like they underachieved. Let's go to Phoenix, like we always do in this show, and talk about Eric Bledsoe, the superstar. He wants a 4-year, $80 million deal, and the Suns saying, no, we're only going to give you $48 million for the same amount of years. Do you think Bledsoe will give in, or is he too demanding, and he's going to get what he wants?
Well, those two numbers that you said, that's a huge difference.
Yeah.
That is a lot of money on the table. Do I think he's worth $20 million a year? No. I don't think he's worth $18 million a year. I think he's probably worth 12 to 15, because look at how he produced. He's a very good player this year when he played. Injury hit him hard. This was his only real year to show it. 2 seasons ago, he was a backup. So I don't think you give him that much money. Just looking at his body of work. But I think he'll give in. I definitely think he'll give in.
Okay, well, I agree. I think he will give in at the end of the day. But I think he deserves 15 to 16 million. Because you look at what this guy has done, honestly. The way he's put the work in has been incredible. I think he really, honestly, I think he's their second best player. I think he had a great year, and if you're paying him just $12 million, you're treating him like Chandler Parsons then.
Yeah.
And I think he's better than Parsons. He can make that argument in the contract negotiations.
But yeah, I think he's better because Parsons was playing a third star role, as he said he was. Yeah, he said I don't know if he was a third star. But the thing about it is Bledsoe the best player on the team? Like, do you pay him more than Goran Dragic? Because I really would.
So wait, say that one more time. So you would?
Dragic's only getting paid $7.5 million this year, so obviously you're gonna have to pay Bledsoe more than that. But Bledsoe, I don't think is better than Goran Dragic.
I think they're equal in a way.
Well, I think
because they provide different things.
Huh?
they provide different things. They need each other. They're two superstars who need each other, okay? Because Dragic doesn't provide the defensive part like Bledsoe does. But Dragic has the amazing three-point shot. Bledsoe really doesn't have the amazing three-point shot.
So you compare Dragic Bledsoe situation to, well, obviously a lesser extent to Durant and Westbrook.
Kind of, yeah. They need each other for different reasons, and they need each other equally. I agree. I agree with that's a good comparison.
Oh, speaking of Durant, I was reading in a couple weeks when they signed Pierce, they signed him to such a small deal because they wanted to clear room in 2016 for Durant. Do you see him coming to Washington at all?
I think personally, Durant coming to Washington's a bit of a stretch because he's going to be a max player. Like, he's going to, ask for a lot, in my opinion. I don't think you can clear enough cap room because you need to give Wall a lot of money. Beal's going to be even better.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really tough getting him. But if they do, imagine Washington, Cleveland, Eastern Conference Finals all the time. I mean, it would be highly entertaining. It would almost be like the Lakers and Celtics in the 80s with Bird and Magic. I mean, it would have that type of an impact on the league.
Wall's already getting max money. Durant, you said, would want max money. So it might leave Beal as the odd man out, kind of like Chandler Parsons was the odd man out this summer. Because they probably can't afford to pay three guys in max deals.
But I don't think, and you always say it too, there's only one ball, okay? And I'm just going to say this, I don't think that will work. Because those are three guys who need at least 15 to 20 shots a game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it'll work.
Beal's gonna get better and not just be a three-point shooter. He's not just gonna be a spot-up shooter.
Yeah, he's shown that he can get to the basket, so I think that's something we have to look out for. But what do you think? We talked about Chicago, too, and we're talking about the Eastern Conference. Rose believes that the Bulls are the contenders. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. But what do you think is their biggest flaw?
The Bulls' biggest flaw? The Bulls' biggest flaw? Probably the three-point shooting, because they got the scoring down. The three-point shooting is still not there. I mean, they brought over Mirotic from Europe. Dunleavy can still shoot the ball. Butler can hit it occasionally. But besides that, I don't think they have a three-point shooter.
That really worries me. I agree there. Because what happens if you double-team Gasol? Or you double-team Noah? Will the next guy on the perimeter, will Rose make the three-point shot? Will, Butler make the three-point shot? Dunleavy's streaky. I mean, he's not really that consistent at times, and especially late in the year because his legs start to wear down, and I don't know if... I think that will be Chicago's biggest Achilles heel, and I think that could really stop them from getting to the finals.
You want to just do... Since we said Chicago's biggest flaw, you want to kind of just do all the contenders' biggest flaw, like one biggest flaw for each contender?
Yeah, sure, let's go ahead.
Okay, what's Cleveland's biggest flaw?
Oh, God. I know you're going to ask that just because I like LeBron a lot. I think Cleveland's biggest flaw is... Okay, kind of three-point shooting, but they have Mike Miller. They're starting to get pieces. But I think Cleveland's biggest flaw will be ball movement. Because I don't know... Because LeBron will buy into it and LeBron will tell them. But you can say all you want and preach all you want. But Kyrie needs to see it. They need to actually go through some pain. I think they need to go through some growing pain before they start believing in that concept.
So, you think Do you think they're going to hit a rough patch during the season?
I think
maybe a losing streak or something.
I think the beginning of the season is going to be very rough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you know when Miami in 2011 they went like 9-8 to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they may go like they may go 5-10. I don't know to start out, and then it will really hit Kyrie and Dion and all the younger players that we all need to like sacrifice here and make everybody else better. I think it will hit them in the beginning of the year.
Yeah. My biggest flaw for Cleveland, along with ball movement, is rim protection.
Yeah.
Because LeBron can't patrol the middle all the time because he's got to watch the perimeter, got to watch his guy, and Varejao is not a real rim protector. Tristan Thompson, he's athletic, but I wouldn't call it a rim protector. So whether off the bench they find someone, they need to get someone who can throw shots back.
I have to agree there. I think that's something that they need to find as well. What do you think about Indiana's biggest weakness?
Oh, gosh.
I love trashing on Indiana. Sorry, but I just love doing it.
They still have some weapons to score the ball, even though they lost Stevenson. They got, I think, getting C.J. Miles and Rodney Stuckey, that can kind of patch that up with those two guys. Perimeter defense is still there with George and Hill and Hibbert. I think it's not being patient with the team. I think especially Paul George and David West too, because they were the only ones producing towards the end of the season, and in the playoffs was George and West. And I think being patient because I think the Pacers will hit a rough patch. I don't know if it's going to be at the beginning of the season or towards the middle, like around All-Star break, but I think they will hit a rough patch. And they cannot be flustered when they're in that fifth or sixth seed in the East.
I agree with you there. I think they lack balance, really. I think because Hibbert wants the ball, but then Paul George wants to, make plays out on the perimeter. I think losing Lance, and I hate saying this, was a good thing for them.
What?
In a way, because he kind of disrupted the balance.
Yeah, he did.
And I think they're not... the patience thing, that's huge. I don't think they have the mental toughness. I don't like questioning people's mental toughness, but every team's going to go through some pain. But don't complain about it, because then it makes you look weak. Every team's going to continue to go after you if you take that weak approach. I'm shocked at how mentally weak Indiana is.
You love trashing Indiana.
Well, yeah, because don't go out there and say, we're mentally tough, we're all a team. No, you're not. Stop trying to put out a front. Mentally tough teams don't sell out on each other and don't talk behind each other's back and complain constantly in front of the media. Own up to your mistakes and come back better and stop complaining.
Yeah, that's going to be big for them. What about a team like Toronto, who a couple of shows ago you said would be the leaders of the East?
Oh my God. I still kind of think they have a chance because they're a great regular season team. I think their biggest problem really has to do with offensive shot selection. I think their shot selection is bad at times, and I think they'll either take shots too early in the clock, too late. They sometimes, DeRozan falls for that jumper. Ross kind of thinks he gets a little too hot. I think Ross sometimes has too big of a green light.
Yeah.
I mean, he just puts it up whenever he feels like it. And I want more from the role players. I want more from Patterson. I want more from a guy like Vasquez. I think if those guys can chip in even more, really make Toronto a more balanced team.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I agree with you, the shot selection. And sometimes Lowry falls in love with three, the step back three especially. DeRozan loves mid-range. But I think DeRozan needs to get to the line because he's such a free throw shooter. Like, you saw in the playoffs this year with Russell Westbrook, how he got to the line 10 to 12 times. When you shoot 14 free throws a night, that was good for OKC. It helped him stay in the game and didn't have to shoot the ball that much. I think the same thing for DeRozan, that he doesn't always need to shoot jump shot. He can get to the rack, foul, or draw a double team and then kick it out to Ross. And then another thing is need bigger productions out of Valanciunas probably.
Yeah, I think Valanciunas, it was his first time. The media criticism was uncalled for. I'm disappointed in ESPN again. You don't respect Toronto or Valanciunas as a top 5 big man in this league, and then you think it's okay that it's all about Brooklyn. I mean, they didn't even talk once about how great Toronto is, and I'm quite disappointed in them. So, yeah, I agree with you on the Toronto part. Let's go to another team. How about Washington? They seem to look like a complete team, but they lost to Indiana.
Yeah, that was a tough. I think they could have beaten Indiana. I think Indiana might have found, got together for a little bit, figured things out during that series, which is unfortunate for Washington. But ball movement's gonna be big.
Yeah.
Wall's a top 10 point guard, maybe top 5. Probably top 10. Beal's growing into himself, putting the ball on the ground for not just shooting threes. They have Pierce, who's gonna want the ball too. Gortat and Nene. So they got that for him to share the ball.
Yeah, I think. But they did it. It's weird. Against Chicago, they did really well with ball movement. And then against Indiana, it's like they got a little too impatient. I don't know why. You would expect it to be the opposite. And unfortunately, they lost. I think that's a good point. I'm worried for Nene and Gortat's health.
Really?
Yeah, they're getting older, and they're going to be key factors in whether or not they go far next year.
Yeah, and another thing is, you were talking about their health, but they have some bench players, well, at least bench big men in Dewan Blair and Chris Humphries.
Yeah, we just got a caller right now. Let's get this caller on.
Who is this?
I don't know. Hello? Who is this caller?
LeBron is a faggot.
What? Okay, you're on National Sports in the Paint. We don't encourage that type of language, but I know. Are you wait. Are you a Laker fan?
You know I am.
Okay.
You know.
All right. What do you think about Byron Scott?
Byron Scott is the best choice we could have gotten right now. We're not going to start hating on him because he's not D'Antoni, first of all, so that's good. We got somebody that could go along with Kobe Bryant and maybe make it far into the playoffs.
What do you think about Jeremy Lin and Carlos Boozer being factors?
Jeremy Lin, I think, has been underrated the past 2 years, sitting on the bench, taking a seat to Beverly. But, I think he'll play a big role when Steve Nash sits down because he's not going to have many games left since he's weak and about turning 41 this coming next year.
Can I ask him a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Jordan.
Mystery caller. If you're the coach of the Lakers, do you start Nick Young at small forward?
Say what?
Do you start Nick Young at the small forward position?
Yes, you do. Because you're going to start spreading shooters, and it's going to take pressure off of Kobe. So it's going to be like a 1-2 hit punch. It's going to be great to watch.
Okay, why do you hate LeBron James so much? And don't say anything that's derogatory to him at all. Just criticize his game.
His game, it's a good game. He's a good player. He has great talent. It's just he's not clutch. He needs someone clutch to get him a championship, okay? And if that's Dwayne Wade or anybody else, that being Kevin Love, what I'm starting to hear, that's why they're trying to trade. Andrew Wiggins is going to be a very good player in the future, but they need someone clutch right now to help LeBron win a championship.
Okay, so you're like a Skip Bayless now. You don't
Kyrie
think...
Irving's clutch.
Hey, Skip Bayless is awesome. He knows what he's talking about.
All right, well, don't listen to Skip Bayless anymore. Listen In the Paint more. Will you listen to our show?
Yes, I will.
Thank you, Josiah. By the way, it's Josiah, everybody. All right, we'll see you later. Okay, so I kind of pre-planned him to come on the show. I know that was really random, but thanks, Josiah, and sorry for his remark in the beginning. He said a word that's kind of inappropriate for In the Paint. Sorry about that if you're a young kid
It's
listening.
better than Kenny Anderson.
Oh, yeah, Kenny Anderson. We need to get him on again. We'll find a way to get Kenny Anderson on. But, so, is LeBron not clutch?
Oh, gosh, the age-old question. I don't think he's the least clutch player in the league, but I think you definitely need to pair him with someone who is clutch. And I don't think he had that the first time in Cleveland, his first go-around. He had it in Miami with Wade, and then sometimes Wade was off to take his own shot. I don't think LeBron's super clutch though. I don't think he's Durant clutch or Kobe clutch.
But I don't know what clutch really means. Honestly, like, how can you define it? I think clutch is making the right decision at the right time.
I think the definition of clutch actually
No, because if you think about it in basketball, you look at clutch, and everybody thinks it's scoring in the fourth quarter.
It's like scoring in the last. It's clutch is like the efficiency of which you score in like the last minutes of the fourth quarter.
To me, I don't view it that way. I think it's if you make the best decisions every time down the floor on offense and defense in any moment, that's clutch in my opinion. So in that case, he's the most clutch player in the NBA.
You think so?
Well, in my definition.
Okay, let's see. I'm reading this thing. For the most game time / go ahead field goals in these are playoffs. Odds, overcoming troubles, and overcoming doubting where you were when you watched them.
Jordan, is your connection okay?
I think it's kind of laggy, I think.
Alright. Okay, well, so I personally think that clutch, that shouldn't be the definition. Because then you're discounting everything else. You're just saying, okay, whoever puts the ball in the basket is the best player, but that's not really the best player. It's such a big process to do to get the ball into the basket. So if LeBron makes the game-winning assist, that's not clutch? Or if LeBron makes the game-winning or game-saving block,
the rebound, the assist, the block even.
wait, so you think that whatever you do in the key moments is clutch?
Yeah, like that block Mason Plumlee had on, or I always Plumlee's confused. The younger Plumlee had on LeBron. That was obviously a clutch block that saved the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. That was a clutch play. But in the eyes of many, that's not. Because that wasn't a game-winning shot. Or that wasn't a basket, okay? Just because you don't score doesn't mean you're not clutch, okay? If Magic Johnson makes the game-winning assist, he makes the right decision on the play, good for him. If Larry Bird does the same thing, good for him. We over-glorify scoring so much that we discredit everything else.
Yeah, another example, people always talk about Ray Allen's shot to send the team into the playoff. I mean, the overtime against the Spurs. But no one talks about that pass that Bosch made.
Yeah.
That was a lot of pressure. He could have tried to shoot it and put it up, but he realized where he was, didn't let the nerves get to him, and made a great pass. And that took the game in overtime, but ultimately they won the championship.
And people also forget about Robert Horry. I mean, let's not act like they say, well, Ray Allen saved LeBron. Ray Allen saved LeBron. So with that logic, you can say Robert Horry saved Kobe and Shaq. Robert Horry saved Kobe and Shaq. Don't make the argument that. Dude, I hate how people individualize. I mean, it's a team game, okay? You need your teammates to step up, and that's what Robert Horry did, and that's what Ray Allen did.
Yeah. I think LeBron, he can't be on a team where he's the only guy every night to have to put up the big shot. Like, Kyrie Irving's going to be there to take the big shot. He's happily going to be there to take the big shot if LeBron can, because, who doesn't want to be the hero? But you put LeBron on a team where he's doing it every night, leads to frustration, leads to that, he's not clutch because he doesn't make every game-winning shot.
But, okay, this is what I don't understand. A lot of teams double-team LeBron in those key moments or they really pack the paint. So how is he supposed to get a shot off?
True.
Like, to me, this is what I don't get. So, if LeBron forces the shot and barely makes it, that's good. Or if LeBron forces the shot and misses, that's okay. But if LeBron makes the game-winning assist, that's not okay. I mean, what type of... I'm sorry to say this, but what type of BS is that? I mean, so we're going to say... You know what? You know which guy would be criticized so much in this time period? Magic Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, because if they were double-teamed, they would immediately pass it, and everybody in social media would say, oh, Magic, you're not clutch. Oh, Bird, you're not clutch. Honestly, what is that?
I think clutch is making the right play, not necessarily making the shot, but making the right play down the stretch in a close game.
I agree. And, by the way, Josiah just said to me, well, Kobe makes it in the double team. He makes the three. But Kobe has missed a lot of game-winning shots, too. Yeah, and Kobe's passed out of double teams. Kobe has passed in those situations, and he like the Kobe to meta pass. That was huge, really. Kobe recognizing the open man. I think it took some time, and we over glorify and like Michael Jordan. He passed to Kerr. They got it to Paxson. You need other players to step up. Let's move to a different direction. What about Mo Williams coming to Minnesota with Flip Saunders? Will Flip Saunders impact Mo Williams the same way he impacted Chauncey Billups?
No, because Mo's but he's towards the end of his career. He's probably going to get 20 minutes a game behind Rubio. That's if he can beat out Gray. But it was a nice move. I mean, it didn't make a big splash. So they got him at a good price.
Yeah, I think they did too, but I don't know if this is an attempt to keep Kevin Love. I don't know if he wanted Mo Williams or not, but that's going to be interesting for Minnesota as they go down the line, and maybe they can play good basketball this year if they keep Kevin Love and have Mo Williams a part of the mix. Oh God, I think we just got another call from Josiah. Let's hear this one.
What the heck?
Okay, Josiah, we're going to have to go soon, but what is your last call?
My last call?
Yeah, this is going to... No. This is going to be your last call of the day. What do you have to say?
I just want to say right now, okay, that LeBron James going home, they're acting like he's some kind of sacred hero or something.
No, we've never said that. He's just...
He never came and is.
I wanted him to stay with the Heat, just keep it low, but no, he had to make some kind of essay, acting like he's like a savior. It's ridiculous.
Oh my God! What is that? Anytime you don't like anything LeBron does, every time I talk to you at school,
Let me say, Josiah,
I liked him.
I'm not a LeBron fan. I hated LeBron when he left because of the decision. But he knew he could not win another championship.
I was listening to Skip Bayless today, and he said Larry Bird is better still, and I believe him. What do you think about that, Cameron?
Well, we haven't seen LeBron's career finish yet, so how do we know?
I think it's about to finish.
Oh my God, he has to retire.
He's young. He's relatively young. He probably has 5 years left.
He's done with championship contention.
Oh my God. So you think LeBron has no chance of ever getting to the finals again?
Oh, he will. I think he'll win about one more.
But then you just said he doesn't have...
Then they'll give all the credit to him, and then act like he was on his own. And then they'll come back to Kobe and say, he had Shaq. That's what they're going to say, I bet you.
No, they never said that. No, oh my God.
They do. Stephen A. Smith says that all the time. He's so annoying. Oh my gosh.
Wait, who?
Stephen A. Smith.
No, he's like the biggest Kobe lover I've ever seen. He's overprotective when it comes to Kobe.
That's such a lie.
Okay, well, Josiah, thanks for your contributions. We will see you next time.
I have great insight on the foreseeable future. I'm sure that if we get Kevin Love next year, Kobe will solidify his ultimate GOAT of all time, greatest, and pass Michael Jordan. But I really did like that video. Untouchable.
Wait, so you think if Kevin Love comes to the Lakers with Boozer, with Lin, with Randall, that they're gonna win the championship, and he's gonna be better than Michael Jordan?
Obviously, yes.
All right. We'll see you later. We hope to see you next show.
I hope to see you too.
All right, see you, Josiah.
That is crazy.
Well, first of all, okay, he always hates LeBron. Okay, every time I talk to him at school, he's never said one positive thing about LeBron. The only semi-positive thing that he's ever said about LeBron is, if LeBron comes to the Lakers, we're going to win a championship. That's the only positive things he's ever said about LeBron. But he wants Kobe to get all the credit, and he hates everything about LeBron, Wade, and Bosh.
Well, the thing about LeBron is, wherever he goes, he's obviously going to get credit for it because he's the best player. You throw LeBron on any NBA team, and I think they're a playoff team. Even the Jazz.
Yeah,
That's how big he contributes to the NBA and to teams in general. But he obviously left because he didn't feel like he could win another championship. I kind of believe that crap about, I knew I was coming home the whole time. But to be honest with you, if Miami won a championship, you really think LeBron would leave?
yeah.
If LeBron won a championship, you think he'd leave?
Yeah.
I think Spurs would leave.
But remember, I did say that on the show.
Okay, you said no matter LeBron's leaving.
Yeah, because that team, even if they had won the third championship, they were still really old. I mean, Wade on his last legs, Battier, Birdman, I don't know. I mean, Ray Allen, So, like, you really, if you would have stayed, I don't think you would have won another championship there. But now you got Wiggins, you got the master, David Blatt.
The master?
Yeah, he's that good of a coach. He really is. Kyrie Irving, Tristan Thompson, you got the whole crew. Now it just comes down to experience, time, and execution. And they're on that path, and I wish the best for them. The great thing about Cleveland, though, having success, is that we're going to see them on TNT pretty much every night. And I miss that. I miss the days when Cleveland was on TNT. And, we'll get more of the small markets on national TV. And I know Josiah hates small markets. That's why... Yeah, Josiah doesn't like small markets, so...
Makes sense, he's a Laker fan. But... gosh.
But you're a Laker fan.
I'm a Laker fan, but, you have to admire small markets. The NBA can just be built of all big market teams.
I ask Josiah every time, what would be your dream NBA Finals? And he says, the LA Lakers versus the New York Knicks every year.
Oh gosh! But about the Kevin Love thing, I don't think Kevin Love would come to LA.
Really? That's the only thing I agree with Josiah on.
With the team we have now is not super talented. You look at some of the guys we got. Our best two players are probably Kobe, Boozer, and Lynn. Or probably Kobe, Nick Young, and Lynn. Those are our best three players. Now,
no, you don't. You think? Okay. Whoa! You think Nick Young is better than Carlos Boozer?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't agree with you there. I don't agree. Let's debate. Let's debate about Boozer versus Swaggy P.
Who brings more to the team? Swaggy P was the best player was arguably the best player on the team this past year besides Gasol.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he was the most efficient player.
Boozer's declining. Boozer wasn't even playing in the fourth quarter.
No, the Chicago situation was really unique. Because that team needed a special spark off the bench, or a special spark, and that was Gibson. That's what the team needed most. But LA needs more skill and toughness and defensive-minded guy, good passer, has all the tools. Boozer is the guy. Boozer is better than Swaggy P.
So you say Boozer revives his career in LA?
I think Boozer will love it because he's going to be with Lynn, and, Lynn's a willing passer. Lynn will love to incorporate Boozer, and I think Boozer's going to have success as a mentor to Randall also. So I expect a lot out of Boozer. I think he's a great player, and I think he's way better than Swaggy P.
I think Swaggy P brings. I know he doesn't bring much defense, but also Boozer can be ineffective at times. Boozer can be ineffective at the offensive end.
But to me, okay, this is what I will agree with. Is Swaggy P an important part to the team? Of course, because he can really bail them out. When 5 seconds are left on the clock, you can give it to him and he can make a play. But I don't think that really is as important as what, Boozer is able to do, because Boozer brings the defensive toughness. He really does.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. But entertainment-wise, basketball's an entertainment point. I think Swaggy P brings way more. And he can score, he can basically score with.
Wait, so say that one more time. I didn't hear the end of it, the connection.
I said Swaggy can score at will. And I think a little more valuable than Boozer to the Lakers.
I think we're all going to be surprised at what Boozer's going to do. I mean, he could be a 20-10 guy.
You really think Boozer can produce 20 and 10?
Yeah, he can. He almost did in Chicago when Rose was out.
But that's because the Bulls had no scoring almost whatsoever.
But the Lakers, they're not going to have as much scoring.
But we have guys like Lin and Kobe and Young who are gonna dominate the ball for the majority.
Okay, do you really think Kobe's going to have that big of an impact? I don't think he really. I think Kobe is going to be more of a spot-up shooter.
Oh, come on, Cameron.
No. At this age, do you think he can really carry the load offensively?
To a certain extent, yes. He's not 45 years old. He's like 35, 36.
Yeah, but the injuries he had were huge. Those are big injuries. He has a lot of miles on his legs.
Yeah, they were big injuries. I don't expect Kobe to play 40 minutes a night. But I mean, if he has to, he can.
But his competitive nature and Byron Scott's going to play him a lot. I see that. And if he plays more than 30 minutes a game, I'm really worried for Kobe Bryant. I'm really worried for him.
He can play more than 30 minutes a game. I think you're treating him like Tim Duncan. You're treating him like he has to walk his man. Like, I don't think Kobe would want to be limited to 30 minutes. I think you play him I think you sit him probably 8 minutes and a half. Because he can still produce. He's still the number one option on offense.
He is?
I definitely think Kobe's the number one option on offense.
Okay, when he first came back, right?
Mm-hmm.
He really struggled. You would agree with that?
Yeah, he struggled.
Okay, I think he's going to be more of a playmaker, a very reliable three-point shooter, a guy who can finish at the rim, great defender, but I don't think he's going to, go on those scoring bursts where it's going to be, 10 points straight.
I think he can still. I don't know why you think just because he's getting up there in age, he can't produce. I don't see him averaging 30. I see him averaging 17 to 20 points a game.
To me, he's a 15-point guy.
15? He wouldn't allow himself to average 15.
Well, he wouldn't allow himself. Well, don't take bad shots or else Boozer and Lin are going to come after you. I mean, same with Swaggy P. I think if he can be a 15-point guy, 5 or 6 assists, 5 or 6 rebounds, a few steals, and maybe a few blocks. a key contributor. Is he the main guy? No, he shouldn't be.
But if it's the last play, 5 seconds left, you're still giving him the ball.
Am I giving him the ball in the last? If it's
minutes, give him the ball, yeah, in the last few minutes.
I agree. But you have to ease him in, and I don't think you play him a lot in the first half. I don't think you play him a lot in the third quarter. I do think you play him a lot in the fourth quarter, though.
Okay, yeah. I see where you're...
Like I'm saying, he's going to start off slow. So Laker fans, don't get angry at Kobe Bryant if he starts slow. Like, if he has a bad first half, don't try to, run him out of L.A. I mean, honest to God, that's what Laker fans do. Like, Dwight Howard has one bad game. Let's run him out of L.A. We all hate Dwight Howard. Like, honestly, give the guy a chance to come back. Okay, these are serious injuries. So...
Yeah, but I wouldn't blame him, but he's ready. So it's kind of on him to come back 100%, ready to go. If he doesn't, I think it's on him. I think Laker fans would have a reason to be kind of mad, saying, hey, you had all summer to be ready.
But what do you think about his shape right now? Is he in good shape?
Yeah, he said he's 100%.
Well, he said, but have you seen the pictures online all over Bleacher Report, all the internet trolls?
No.
They've all showed him with like a beer belly. I don't know if they photoshopped it, but have you seen it?
No, I've not seen Kobe's beer belly.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll go have to... What?
Should I look it up?
Yeah. Just put Kobe's stomach or something on Google and you'll find it. Let's talk about some other stuff, and then at the end of the show we'll, go talk about...
some stuff. What is this game?
What do you...
But back to the Love LA.
Yeah.
If the Lakers would have got a really good free agent this summer, I think Love might have came. But look, if you have a big three of Love, Kobe, and say Lynn is not get you to the final.
It depends how much Randall develops, in my opinion. I think he's like the key guy. He's another key guy.
That's fake. I'm looking at the pictures.
It's not fake.
It is. It's definitely fake. I promise you.
Alright.
Because that was, first of all, the second picture looks nothing like him. You can hardly see his face. And look in the first, if you look in the first picture with him from the side with the light jacket on, you can see the beer belt.
Alright, well, Kobe Bryant doesn't have a beer belly. That's breaking news. Only reported on national sports, everybody. Let's talk about... You want to talk about Kevin Love and how Randall, and, if they can get to the finals with Love. That's a huge question mark, but I think it's a possibility.
I don't think Julius Randle's going to be as hot as everyone thinks he is.
You don't think he's the next Charles Barkley?
No. I don't. I think he kind of starts his career out slow. I was super impressed with him at Summer League. I really think that he had... don't get me wrong, good, but lack of post move. Real lack of post move.
Yeah, you could say that about Barkley early in his career.
I think he's just going to try to bully his way through, and he's going to get called for, offensive fouls and turnovers.
But he's a great rebounder.
Yeah, I think through the first 20 games, depending on how much time he gets, say he gets 30 minutes a game, I can see him average probably 9 and 9 a night.
I think that's really important for that team, and I think he's great in transition, too. What about... Let's talk about... Let's see here. Team USA. Rose looking amazing. He's got a bounce in his step. He has all the skills. He's athletically, he looks fine. Do you think Rose will have a huge impact on Team USA's journey to gold?
Yeah, not too big. Look at the other. I mean, all the four primary guards: John Wall, Lillard, Rose, and Kyrie Irving. They're all 6'3", 6'4". They can all play the shooting guard position in the international play. So you probably end up being like being five, Steph Curry. Sorry. Probably end up being like Irving and Rose play the 1-2 at some point. No one in USA basketball has a super huge role. Like there's no one getting 35 unless Kevin Durant 2012. That was outrageous. I think Rose will have a moderate effect on the team.
Yeah, I think they'll all have small contributions equally. I don't think there's going to be a guy that just completely outperforms everybody else. Do I think they're going to win gold? Yeah. I think they have a great defensive group. I think they have a lot of great defensive guys, for the exception of James Harden. I just said something mean about James Harden again. But James Harden's a great offensive player. Great offensive player. And I just worry for DeMarcus Cousins. Don't get out of control, please. Do it for the country.
Wait, what do you mean?
DeMarcus Cousins on Team USA.
You don't think he should make it?
No, I think he will make it, but I hope he doesn't become a liability.
Yeah. Like, some of the things he does are just flat out, what are you doing? Just unnecessary aggression. I don't think that'll carry over into the World Cup, though.
Yeah, you know what? I think Team USA is going to...
It's going to humble it.
Yeah, and I think it's going to make Sleep Train more excited. And Sacramento will all of a sudden be back to the cowbells and the O2 disaster. I think it will be back to those great days. Get James McDaniels excited again about his Kings. I think this will be great for DeMarcus. I just hope he checks his ego at the door and says, you know what? I'm going to stop all the nonsense I did. And I'm just going to completely outperform anybody that's across from me. I'm just going to completely dominate, and I'm going to make everybody else around me better. That should be the mentality, and that will be the mentality for DeMarcus Cousins.
I think it humbles him, kind of like it humbled Kevin Love 2 years ago.
Yeah.
In a different way. It humbled Love as being the only player on the roster that never played in the playoffs. And it was kind of like, I got to start winning some games, and that didn't really happen for 2 seasons. And now look, next season he's probably gone, may get traded. Same thing for DeMarcus. Seen as evil, this villain who always is punching people and getting technical fouled. And I think he needs to learn that for his team. If they want any chance in the playoffs in the future, he has to get his attitude checked.
Yeah, that will really... I hope Team USA, and with Shaq's great mentoring abilities... Sacramento. Because I know you live, in the Sacramento area, is Sacramento that big of a deal, or is the national media making too big of a deal about it?
I think whenever Shaq is on, they mention, whenever he's on TV and they mention the market, they always Sacramento, but in Sacramento, it's not that big of a deal.
So he doesn't have a big impact on the team.
He's a minority owner. I think he owns more than, say, Jay-Z did, but he's his name. He's really there just for the name.
So he's just there to collect a check every month.
Yeah, I don't really know why he I don't know why he wanted to become an owner for Sacramento. Wait, Shaq wants to be an owner of the Sacramento Kings. I don't know if Kevin Johnson, who runs the town in every aspect, I don't know if he talked to him or anything.
Everything Shaq does is out of the ordinary. I can't think of one thing that he's done ordinary.
Yeah.
What do you think about some of the other dark horse countries or teams in the FIBA World Cup?
Well, let's see. Teams I think could potentially beat U.S. They're always there. I don't know. Does Canada have a team? I don't think Canada does.
Let me see the FIBA World Cup.
Well, why don't we look that up? Spain, obviously.
Well, yeah, the events are taking place in Barcelona, so.
Spain will have a good team. Argentina's usually good. Brazil.
You got Iran in the mix, Turkey.
I was going to say Italy, France.
No, but okay. All joking aside, though, I think Iran's gonna have a chance for bronze. So, like, I'm all joking aside, they've really done well in the Asia World Championships, and they've done an excellent job in my opinion. I mean, you got a bunch of guys you got Ahmed Haddadi. You remember Ahmed Haddadi?
Yeah.
You got a lot of players who have played in the U.S., at the college level. So I think they have, some good experience. I think they're a good team. I don't think they're going to shock everybody, but look out.
I just hope Argentina doesn't crush their dreams.
Oh,
I'm
God.
sorry.
Oh, man. Hey, you know what? Let me check the schedule here. If Argentina is playing Iran, and Iran is able to get their revenge back, that would be pretty amazing. But I'm looking here. Iran's facing Spain the first game. You got Iran against Brazil. I mean, Serbia, Egypt, France. I mean, yeah, Iran, we need Ibaka to completely crumble under pressure. We need Nene to come up short. So, I think Iran's not going to have a chance, but it's going to be entertaining.
Your hopes and faith in Iran going from 100 to 0 after you read the schedule.
Yeah, after I saw Spain the first game and Brazil the second game, I'm like, okay, I'll just say this. Iran will get bronze if they can split the first two games.
But how are you going to beat France with Batum and Diaw?
Diaw's getting older. Batum will fall away, and he'll be Brick City. He'll be Brick City. Okay, I can guarantee you. He'll just have a cold night against Iran, or he'll just concede to Iran and say, you know what? I don't want to. I like Iran a lot, and I don't want to beat them.
Oh gosh, it's gonna be a fun, next month of basketball.
And you can.
If any of this is actually on TV.
It's gonna be on NBA TV, right?
Is it? Is it gonna be on? It should be.
Yeah, I think NBA TV promised the entire, the U.S. that they will show every game, like they always say they do.
So we're going to expect coverage from Grant Hill, Jared Greenberg, Rick Fox, those type of guys?
Yeah, we're going to hear Rick Fox analyze how great Iran is, basically, or Charles Barkley try to pronounce, names from, names from Argentina or Angola or Lithuania.
Another reason why, ESPN, TNT It's like Charles Barkley had never heard of Jonas Valanciunas from Toronto.
I know that makes me so mad though. Like
It's like he's never heard of him before. Like in his second year, that was the first time of him hearing about it.
yeah, and we also forgot how great Lithuania is because now they have Valanciunas as their big man. So
Yeah, they'll be pretty good, and maybe Rick Fox will bring his after dunk with Rick Fox to Barcelona.
yeah, maybe. Oh my God! Did you see some of those shows? That was just ridiculous. Some of it. I mean, the guy. He's like, it's so. He was talking like this is such a luxurious experience that we're tuning in. He's like, After Dark with Rick Fox. I'm here next to the nightclub, talking to another comedian that I have no clue. Or I'm talking to Kyle Anderson playing a weird quiz that, honestly... What are you doing, Rick Fox? What are you doing?
Yeah, I saw an episode. It was weird. I don't know why they signed off to put that show on TV.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I agree with you. Do you think there's any chance of the U.S. not getting gold?
Not really. I think they have a pretty tight grasp on every team they're going to play. They played them all before. Krzyzewski's going to have a nice plan out to get all 12 guys getting timing. Hopefully he picks the best 12. I think it's, I'm going to say they'll have some problems. I don't think they'll lose a game, but I think they're going to have some close games that should be blowout. Because in 2012, they pretty much blew out everyone, with the exception of one game. So I think they'll have a little bumpy game, but they'll come together at the end.
I'm hoping for U.S. to have a lot of success.
What happens if U.S. runs into Iran?
Well, that's tough. That's really tough because deep down I'd want Iran to win, but I know the reality would just be U.S. winning. I mean, unless if Haddadi, turns back the clock and just goes crazy, but I mean, I would hope, but it's probably not going to happen. What about last topic? Sad news coming out of Phoenix. Unfortunately, PJ Tucker arrested for DUI. PJ, and I mean this seriously. I know people are thinking it's a joke, but please contact Dodd Ghasemkhani as a DUI lawyer. He is my uncle, and I can say this. There have been a lot of great lawyers, but for the past 10 years, my uncle has established himself as one of the best attorneys that you can find in Southern California. Now, if the incident happened in Southern California, I demand that you get to the phone right now and you call Dodd Ghasemkhani. Okay? PJ, please, I want your autograph too, that's a part of it, okay? So, PJ, please contact my uncle, and then I'll get an autograph, I'll promote you, and we'll get you on the show, and that's what it's all about. So PJ, that's my message to you. If you want to take it, go ahead. If you don't, well then, I may not be your biggest fan anymore. Sorry, PJ. Well, where did the incident happen?
I want to say in Arizona. I'm pretty sure it's in Arizona. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm looking. I mean... Oh, yeah, it's in Arizona. So, PJ, still call my uncle anyways.
They described it as a super extreme DUI.
Man.
Wow. Vic slurred speech and watery and bloodshot eyes. Most severe consequences would be a minimum of 45-day jail sentence. Because he's facing 4 counts for varying degrees of DUI charges. Wow.
Unbelievable.
PJ, what happened?
Is that a wrap for this show, or do we have anything else?
I think that's a wrap.
Well said. In the paint, Jordan Hunter, Cameron Sadeghi. That's it for us. Please listen to National Sports. Thank you, Josiah, for calling in.
Multiple times.
Exactly. We will see you next time on In the Paint. Thank you, everybody, and we will see you next time.